Hi everyone, it's Kanesha Baynard from boldlivingtoday.com. I'm super excited to be back and partnering with the Santa Clara County Library District. And this is another video in the productivity series that we're working on. And today I want to talk to you about a grounding technique to help you calm down, get focused on what you need to do before you start. For a lot of us, we look at our to-do list, we look at our calendars, we look at our journals or planners, and we see all the information in there and we feel like we have to be ready to dive deep and get everything done all at once. Some days we're highly motivated, some days it's really a struggle to get going. So this grounding technique I like to teach people to use before they start a big project or before they start a project that they might be nervous about. And they can also use this technique in the middle of a project when they're losing momentum, or they feel like they're not organized enough, or they feel like they're not getting enough done quickly. This grounding technique is really designed to have us take a mental break in the middle of everything, refocus so that we can execute. And this grounding activity lends itself to every productivity profile, and it's something that you can do anywhere you are, in an office, in your bedroom, in a school building, in a car, just sitting outside. You can do this grounding technique anywhere. So let's get started. So this grounding technique is pretty popular and it's probably named a variety of different things. I like to think of it as the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique because we channel and tap into all 5 of our senses. So this technique is going to help you regain your focus. It's a calming technique and you can adjust your attention whenever you need to. And as I mentioned, you can be anywhere to do this as long as you're safe. And it's super simple and it's not a lot to remember. So the first thing you want to do, and you can go through this technique while I'm describing it too. You can just, listen to my voice. You don't have to pay attention to the video and you can come back and watch the video. So the first thing you want to do is take a very deep breath to begin. Just take your time and taking this deep breath as we start this grounding technique. The next thing you want to do is look. And so this is the start of our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 process. So our first sense that we're going to tap into is seeing, looking. So what you want to do is you want to look around for 5 things that you can see. So you might be outside, you might be in your bedroom, you might be in a classroom, you might be in a car. Wherever you are, you want to look around for 5 things you can see. And then you want to name those 5 things. You want to say them out loud. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look for 5 things. The next thing is you want to tap into your sense of feeling or touch. And we are at number 4. So you want to pay attention to your body, how you feel physically, and think of 4 things that you can feel. And depending where you are, this might vary. So if you're outside, you might feel a breeze. You might feel coldness in the air, depending on what type of season it is. You might feel, the different air moving in your hair. So depending on where you are, you might feel different things. If you're in your house, if you're in your room, you might feel the softness of your chair. You might feel carpet or a soft rug under your feet, depending on if you have shoes or socks on. You might feel the back of the chair. So depending where you are, pay attention to your body and think of 4 things you can feel and say those things out loud. And moving on to number 3, we're tapping into our sense of hearing and listening. So wherever you are, you want to listen for 3 different sounds. Maybe you hear trucks going by. Maybe you hear faint music in the background. You might hear birds chirping. You might hear an alarm, an emergency vehicle, depending on where you are. Maybe you're at the ocean and you're hearing the waves crash. Listen for your 3 sounds. Say the 3 sounds out loud. And then when we get to number 2, we're tapping into our sense of smell, our sense of scent. So you want to say 2 things you can smell. If you need to move around your space and it's safe to do so, move around. And if you can't smell anything in the environment that you're in at the moment, then you can name 2 things that you love, 2 things that are your favorite smells if you can't smell anything in your current location, in your current environment. And then we get to taste, our sense of taste. You want to say one thing you can taste. Depending on what time of day you're doing this or the activities you engaged in, if you're doing this first thing in the morning to get going, maybe you've had tea or coffee, or you can taste the toothpaste because you've just brushed your teeth. Maybe you're doing this after lunch and you want to relax before you go into your next project. So maybe you're tasting, a fruit that you just had. Maybe you had a soda, or you had a smoothie, or some boba tea, whatever it is. You can say one thing you can taste. And if you can't taste anything in that particular environment, then just name one thing that's something that you really love to taste. Maybe it's your favorite fruit. Maybe it's your favorite beverage. Maybe it's your favorite dessert. And then to end this grounding technique, you just pause and take another deep belly breath to end. I always like to take 2 or 3 deep breaths when I end this grounding technique, and it makes me feel calm, it makes me feel relaxed, it makes me feel energized, and it makes me feel ready to keep going on my project, on my homework, on reading my book, on getting an important task or not so important task done. It helps me feel ready to make my deadlines and just to feel energized in that moment without having to do too much to get back focused. I hope you enjoyed this grounding technique, and I hope it works for you. And thank you so much.